What's good, family? I was on mute, just happy to be here. What is going on? This is your girl. I am Courtney Michelle, and you are tuned in to another episode of
Say what?
Say What? Man, it has been a lot going on. You guys, I know you guys missed us on Saturday. You guys, I was gone in the ATL doing my little thug dizzle, but I am back, and you guys know that I could not do the show without the two beautiful, lovely ladies. I sing their praises all the time. I ain't doing it today. You know who they are, the legendary, the beautiful ladies of Say What. And we're going to go ahead and bring up the darling TJ Randolph. What's poppin', lovely?
Say what?
Say what? Last but not least, the beautiful. She's so lucky. Say what?
Hi, everybody.
What is going on, ladies? We's back. We back. How's everyone doing? Did y'all have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did actually. I worked pretty much.
Uh-oh.
I had a good weekend. I watched my G Baby. And shout out to Miss She's So Lucky. You had a wonderful show yesterday with Anton. Say what?
Ooh, let's talk about that real quick. You had an awesome show. You did a one-on-one interview with the Anton himself, Anton Daniels. How was that for you, Lucky? That was a big show you did.
Okay.
She probably got some stuff going on in the back. You know, when I go live, I got to kick the people out.
Nah, I have people, so they were playing music. I didn't want it to flag the stream.
Party going on.
Yeah, no, actually, there is. Actually, there is. No, I think that it was a really good interview. I enjoyed it. I think it was long overdue. And I strive to kind of talk with each and every person, you know what I'm saying? Like the aspect, because I just think it's something that's gonna keep in my position haunting me because I have a problem forgiving myself. So I have to talk to people to see how they see it, so then I could forgive myself the way they forgive me, if that makes sense. So I appreciate that.
And I think a lot of those discussions about a lot of stuff is going to happen on my channel and your channel, which I think is excellent. You know, besides us talking about topics here on Say What and us doing our things individually, you know, there's a lot of other things that go on. And I'm so proud of women coming together, healing. I am so proud of maturity and any kind of BS that happens in YouTube in real life. We find ways on how to move on and press forward. So I'm excited. You guys, if you're not subscribed to TJ Randolph's page, the link is in the description. If you're not subscribed to She's So Lucky, the link is in the description. It's a lot going on, but it's good stuff, fun stuff.
And I just feel like this. Why be fake? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just should always be you. Like, we have content, but people connect with people who real. The reason why people attack Cardi B is because she herself. Yeah. But she's also married. You know what I'm saying? She's doing her thing. So I'm not saying that to praise her, but I'm just saying that to acknowledge the fact that sometimes, like, everybody's story is not pretty. And we always speak, like, in ideals and not reality. So,
yeah,
might be an example.
I agree. And let me go ahead and respond. Dub Will, I see you. Where's the fro? I was froed out this weekend before the braids. So let me just sidebar, because I rock a lot of braids and I want to let people know this. And this is probably a story that I will share on my page one day. It's, you know, last year I dyed my hair platinum blonde. Yeah, I love my color. Unfortunately, my hair was coming out. And I think it was the color and stress, and I was having globs of hair coming out. My edges was going. Felt like I was balding, and for a whole month I was crying because I was like, God, what? My hair. And women in our hair, especially Black women, that is a story amongst itself. So I've been wearing braids for the past year and a half, pulling my hair out, taking that blonde out of my hair. So I am still braiding because I'm on my journey of my hair was going out, being bald, and now my hair growing back. I got a fro. I'm proud of it, but I ain't done. So the girl is still braided. Okay?
I'm currently going through that. I'm glad you shared. But I have so much hair, it's like nothing's coming out.
Yeah.
But also, they don't talk about that happens after you have kids.
Yeah, it does. My hair grew because of the prenatal vitamins, and then afterwards, I lost a lot of it too. So that's a whole nother story, and we might talk about that. That might be a show on
Uh,
Black
and let's
women
not
in our hair, boy.
and let's not talk about the fact when you get a certain age and your hair start coming out. That is a whole show.
Yeah. And when they say, it's biblical saying, our hair is our crown and our glory, but Black women spend a lot of money on hair.
Mhm.
And some of it is to our detriment because you spending a lot of money on hair with glue and so on. Sometimes you lose it, but there's a healthy way to grow it. It's a healthy way to play with hair and braids. And
You
so
spend a lot of money on shampoo and conditioner. The good stuff,
the good,
you're talking 45, 50 to $60 the size, depending on the size you need of conditioner. And if you have thick and long and a lot of hair,
mhm.
you need a lot of conditioner. And you wash it multiple times. And don't, girl, the black hair, that's why I defend it when they be like, why can't you just wear your hair? Do you know we go through every morning to be natural? That's a girl.
Look, that's a whole because I'm in the South and it's humid and hot. So I straighten my hair and then step out and then it's back to a fro. So it don't even make any sense. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the show. You guys see the thumbnails. You see what we are going to talk about. I got clips and things, and we are going to discuss. So, what just happened recently, you guys? What was it yesterday? The Oscars. Did y'all watch the Oscars?
No.
Okay. Why? Why not? Are we not watching awards?
It's boring.
Honey, me and Mr. Randolph, we have our Sunday days, even if it means we just sitting back watching the Closer or the Columbo or what. This is me and Mr. Randolph's special time, honey. So I wasn't giving it to the Oscars.
Okay. Well, I don't get into award shows really anymore. It's just not for me. It's not entertaining anymore. And it goes for the Oscars, it goes for the Grammys, it goes for the BET Awards, it goes for the NAACP, all of it, because I think all of it's trash. It ain't entertaining for me anymore. It's just agenda pushing and people bickering back and forth. And of course, there was some drama going on a little bit with the Oscars. So I want to go ahead and get into what the people have been talking about and what I saw. And if you haven't seen it, this is going to be fun because I'm going to get some good reactions. Is you ready?
Let's go.
Let go. All right. So, one of the biggest stories that came out this far was Jimmy Kimmel. He was the host of the Oscars and he did a monologue. And of course, he had to do a monologue, which included him talking about the infamous smack. That smack has been going on. And honestly, we're on the cusp of Chris Rock doing his Netflix special, and I want to talk about that with you guys as well too. But after he did this, and then of course trailed with the Oscars, and so people are still talking about it. So it is the slap that keeps on giving. So let's hear what Jimmy Kimmel had to say about Will Smith and that infamous smack. So let's hear. And, I had to couldn't play it all, but we can listen to it. So let go.
We want you to feel safe. And most importantly, we want me to feel safe. So we have strict policies in place. If anyone in this theater commits an act of violence at any point during the show, you will be awarded the Oscar for Best Actor and permitted to give a 19-minute long speech. No, but seriously, the Academy has a crisis team in place. If anything unpredictable or violent happens during the ceremony, just do what you did last year. Nothing. Sit there and do absolutely nothing. Maybe even give the assailant a hug. And if any of you get mad at a joke and decide you want to come up here and get jiggy with it, it's not going to be easy. There are a few of my friends you're going to have to get through first.
So if anybody gonna try to get jiggy with it, I got my people in the crowd. And he went on and said he got Creed in the crowd, which they showed Michael B. Jordan and some other like Superman, who they showed the actor who played Superman. So I thought that was cute. So what do you guys think about the monologue and him addressing it, and in actuality, somewhat maybe defending Chris Rock, and letting y'all know that this ain't gonna happen this year? What are your thoughts?
I think it was appropriate to address it. It was a big deal. And I also feel like with Chris Rock, because he also had something where he still talking about it himself.
Mm-hmm.
If you cared that much, why didn't you fight back? You just let yourself get slapped. Like everything just seemed staged.
Oh, okay.
So if you're gonna keep crying over the internet from getting slapped, like you want a Me Too movement, like it's just then we should. Why are you still talking about it? Now I get it. It happened to you. You know, you can talk about what happens to you, but it's also annoying because if our initial reaction is to defend ourselves, you just allowed yourself to get slapped. That's your manhood, in my opinion. So,
Well, it's just manhood. But again, I'm going to say, who expects that? So, if anything, you can go into a state of shock, and I'm sure that's what who could prepare themselves for that in that form? And at my point, shout out to Anton Daniels when he said to you last night, talk your shit, because again, he could have done so many things to that man and didn't. So if the least of what they're going to get is him talking about it, making his money, him and Jada got off lucky, because his ass should be in jail, straight up.
I totally disagree.
Oh yeah, he should have been in jail because he assaulted him in front of the world.
Don't use fighting words if you're not prepared to fight.
But what were the fighting words?
They were comedian. It's a comedian.
But everything is not a joke. You know what I'm saying? So what's funny to you, that's fine. But I also can take something a certain way. And we can't always control how people take things. We know that. So it's
absolutely. That's why he could get his ass sued. So for every action, there's a reaction.
Handle it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying, as a man, you just allowed yourself to get smacked, and then you tried to make money as a victim. Not saying you're not, but you just, I don't know. Go ahead, Courtney.
So let's piggyback off what you said. What was the fighting words that Chris Rock said?
Well, he made a joke in regards to her bald head or something, G.I. Jane or whatever, that Will took offense to. Now, I also believe that he probably took offense because I think it was all fake, personally. Just put that out there? I think it was staged because it was a movie, like there was clips like other stuff, and then it just seemed Chris Rock was ready to brace himself. So it's just fake. But so because you kind of think that on the back end, you also ask the question, okay, what are you doing about it getting slapped? So what he said was about her G.I. Jane and stuff like that. So if she took offense to it and Will wanted to defend it in that act, then that's what happened.
So did you guys see the stand-up that Chris Rock did on Netflix and him addressing it? No. Okay. So I'm going to play that clip. But so let me give the background. There was I don't remember if Chris Rock was hosting. I believe he was hosting, and this was a couple of years back. And this is when Concussion came out. So it was probably about 4 years ago, if not a little bit longer. And Jada Pinkett was upset that Will Smith didn't get nominated for that movie Concussion. So she made a comment to Chris Rock saying, we should all ban the Oscars, and Chris Rock, you shouldn't be hosting because my man did not get any kind of nomination. So, and this is a Black man, he's not getting nominated. So Chris Rock, you don't need to be doing that. That's kind of coonish of you to be going up there. So she addressed him first. So then here comes the Oscars last year, and then he made the joke on G.I. Jane. Now he was like, yeah, she looked like G.I. Jane, which, I mean, she did. He's a comedian. So she actually shot first, and then he responded back at the Oscars. When she made that joke, Will Smith was laughing. She was not. She was pissed. And you can kind of tell that he kind of saw, and then that's when he got up, slapped him, came back, keep my wife's name out your mother effing mouth. And when he did that, then she started smiling and keying. So does that timeline or that backstory changed your thoughts on what Chris Rock did?
Me personally?
Yes.
Oh, no, because I don't care why you slap me. You slap me. I don't care. We're never prepared for a lot of stuff. You could be coming out of a parking lot from a grocery store and somebody try to snatch your purse off your shoulder.
Right.
You can stay in shock or your initial reaction. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. Like, where was your instincts? And Chris Rock has always talked, told his jokes and things like that, just like D.O. Hughley when he wants to pick on people in the audience. But that comes with something because everybody don't want to be picked on.
Does it change your thoughts on him responding or saying the joke on Jada? Because Jada actually went at him first.
Well, and what Jada said on Red Table Talk, I believe, and in a post, she mentioned how for years Chris Rock had constantly made certain jokes and personal things, and they were cool at one point in time. And so I'm paraphrasing, but she was referencing how he's always made jokes at stages at their expense, and they've already expressed things to him privately. So that was one of the things that she said. It wasn't just a first thing. She responded, and then he's continuously doing it. So, I mean, that can be annoying as well too.
Okay, you guys. I'm gonna. Let's go ahead and play it. I'm going to play his part on what he said. It was about maybe an hour-long Netflix special, which, I'm going to preference that. I absolutely love Chris Rock. I just do. I think he's absolutely intelligent. He's my top 3 favorite comedians. I think he's different. I think his comedy is different from like a Mike Epps. Mike Epps is slapstick, funny, key. Chris Rock is a little different. But that's why I appreciate him, because Chris Rock always makes me think. There's jokes of Chris Rock that I still talk about. We even say it still here in this space. It's, women don't love unconditionally. They only love unconditional. What did he say? Like your children and the dog, but men are loved conditionally. That came from Chris Rock. So he is kind of like, somewhat like a Patrice. If you guys are familiar with him, where, he has manosphere talking points, which makes him very, very popular to me. But let me go ahead and play. Let's go ahead and play it, and then we'll get your thoughts on it. Let me find it.
Got smacked like a year ago. Fucking last week, I got smacked in the fucking Oscars by this motherfucker.
Sidebar. It's Chris Rock is a little, hide your kids, hide your wife if y'all don't like the cussing, okay?
And people like, did it hurt? It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ears. Fucking drums, please. But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gayle crying. You will never see it. Never gonna happen. I couldn't believe it, and I love Men in Black. No. It's never gonna happen. No. Fuck that shit. I took that hit like Pacquiao, motherfucker. I took it like motherfucking Pacquiao, okay? Shit, man. Did it hurt? Yeah, motherfucker, it hurt. And people are, well, you guys are fighting all the time. We're not fighting. First of all, I know you can't tell on camera. Will Smith is significantly bigger than me. We are not the same size, okay? We are not. This guy, Will Smith does movies with his shirt off. You've never seen me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm in a movie getting open heart surgery, I got on a sweater. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali in a movie. You think I auditioned for that part? He played Muhammad Ali. I played Pookie in New Jack City. Pookie, motherfucker. I played a piece of corn in Pootie Tang. Shit, even in animation, this motherfucker's bigger. I'm a zebra, he's a shark. What the fuck, man? But, Will Smith.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it. So now going to you, Lucky, where you said that he should have hit back. Now, mind you, this is global. And Chris Rock being very cognizant of who he can fight and can't. Would it have been smart for him to smack him back, knowing that he probably would have got a good old butt whooping in front of the entire world?
I think that's a good point. Because I heard it, then I honestly would agree. But then it's like you're poking fun at. Let's take the sense that he was notified that they did not like him doing jokes, or Jada didn't. You put Will in a situation to choose as a man, and I have to go back home. Now, people could feel their ways about it, but I wouldn't poke at or make fun of somebody that I knew I couldn't take out. You know what I'm saying? It could be a fun dinner where everybody's cracking jokes. I get that. You're not supposed to be fighting and all of that. I get that. But in reality, let's say I'm just not in the mood and I'm just upset, and we probably were arguing. I probably said something earlier to Will that made him, you know what I'm saying, had to prove a point, or let's take it for as if it was not staged. Mm-hmm. So in that case, it's like, I'm not saying Chris Rock was not doing what comedians do, but there are a lot of stories coming out now where comedians are starting to retract or be careful what they joke about because of the audience, or certain people have a response to what you think is funny. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how small it is.
Okay.
You know?
I just think that, like you said, first of all, Will Smith was laughing, but somebody put in the comments professionalism. You know, this was not the Improv. You know, this was not a local situation. You know, this was the Oscars, the world stage. So, you know, I think he had because I think they showed points at first, like when he got slapped, he had balled his fist up, like, you know, because the reflex was there. But he did have to take a hold and stuff, like, you know, this is just not in my neighborhood. This is the world stage. Mm-hmm. So am I going to do something that's, because when Will Smith did that, his career was hit hard. Am I going to mess up my career too by engaging in a full-on brawl on the world stage? So there's a certain level of professionalism, I think, that he was mindful of, and is it worth it? So again, and he waited a whole year to respond. He waited a whole year because people were wanting him to respond. He's like, well, no, I'm gonna go ahead and think about this.
Yeah,
and he did, because somebody said he shouldn't have gone to jail. The hell he shouldn't have. If you're gonna hit somebody, you need to be prepared for the consequences. And one of the consequences that he had every right to file charges on him because the world was witness. And if he didn't file charges on him, he had every right to sue his ass, which to my understanding, he didn't do. So again, if all he's going to do is make his money on with his comedy show, then Jada and Will need to shut the fuck up and take that L, like I said. That's all I got.
All right, come on, TJ. I'm going to keep it rolling.
Practices selective outrage. Practices selective outrage. Because everybody knows what the fuck happened. Everybody that really knows I had nothing to do with that shit. I didn't have any entanglements. I did not have any entanglement. And for people that don't know, and everybody knows, his wife was fucking her son's friend, okay? Now, I normally would not talk about this shit. But for some reason, these niggas put that shit on the internet. I have no idea why two talented people would do something that fucking low down. What the fuck? We all been cheated on. Everybody in here been cheated on. none of us have ever been interviewed by the person that cheated on us on television. None of us. It's like, hey, I was sucking somebody else's dick. How did that make you feel?
Look, facts. Look, who in the world? Listen, the audacity of Jada to not only have an entanglement with her son's buddy,
who had mental health issues,
right? Then she gonna bring her husband to the red table talk while that's Michael Jordan sad face on his face. And then, hey, Will, how did it feel when August Alsina was tearing it up? How did that make you feel? What kind of that's bold. That's bold. Will, he hit it from the back.
But she expressed that they were in an open relationship. He cheated a lot on her as well. Like, that's something that has been known the same way. I'm gonna say allegedly because it's old footage and stuff where they were swingers. They've always had open relationships. So it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? So when they were talking in the interview, it wasn't just like when I was cheating on you, when I was doing this, because he does his thing too. She just can talk about what she does, but she definitely mentions what he has done as well. But if they're in that type of relationship, why you can't have an interview about it?
Because it wasn't known to the public.
They've
always skirted around it. Yeah, we have an unconventional marriage, but they never said it was necessarily open. This brought it to the forefront where even, let's say it wasn't, they had to say it. And let's say it was, what do you think people are looking at Will Smith like?
But
what are people are looking at him like? So even if it was, they never came out in public and said, yeah, we have an open relationship. So if they never said it in public, I would assume they didn't want people to know.
But why do they need to say what their relationship is in public? Like, why is the public so entitled? And then now this is how I choose to tell you. Now you have a problem with how you found out my business that had nothing to do with why you're a fan of me in the first place. But it comes because you share too, Jada. You have to understand that it comes with some jokes. You know what I'm saying? I understand that too. You telling us your business, but now we know.
Well, I think I understand what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. But I think the difference is whatever they had agreed to in the past, this was different because there was a level of disrespect by virtue of the fact that whatever they've been doing prior to August Alsina, that stuff had been kept under wraps. But what she did this time, not only was it that, but it was with their son's friend. So there was a level of disrespect that made them have to bring it out because August Alsina had been talking about it. So whereas the other stuff may have been understood between the two of them, it had to be brought out because of who she chose to do it with this time.
Yeah, August Alsina was messy. He was messy. So they kept it under wraps. They don't tell how many years they've been together. It's been kept under wraps. But then he got his heart broken. And we all know when a man get his little heart broken, he started running his mouth like a whole hoe. And another thing, cover up. Now they have to make it fit
damage control. It was damage control. And again, the thing that made it different is when she was interviewing him, Will had tears in his eyes. So again, that was different. So whatever they had the mutual understanding before, this situation was different because it put their business out there for everybody to see, and it had to be addressed. And he looked like a fool.
I think he did look like a fool, and I think that because they had such a relationship, she should have made him sign some sort of contract, in my opinion. But because she didn't, that could have been the reason that caught his feelings, his emotions. Like, it was rumors that he was in love with some Caucasian actor that was like 60-something years old. There was rumors like that around the same time. You know what I'm saying? So nobody asked questions when she was going to things in public with August Alsina. His hand is around her waist. They definitely had couple pictures. Nobody asked those questions, but he's now like looking like he got orange hair on an interview to talk about it, so he can look so under duress and whatever. So you putting her business out there. So yeah, I agree. Sometimes you have to do damage control, but because of that, now we could possibly be going through whatever, or people's perception that we're going through whatever, and they may not like how we do our relationship. So they're gonna have a voice and want to clown on it, and hey, you're doing this, you're cheating on such and such, when it was an open relationship. The reason why I'm upset could be something different than why you would be upset. You know, it may not even be the relationship. He could have known. They could have both had him. And she just kept sleeping with him. You know what I'm saying? We don't, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but we don't know. So now he's hurt. And so he could be, if he was tearing up and it was real, he could be feeling like, dang, you picked him this time. You know what I'm saying? You should let me pick. Like, I don't know what they be thinking in that relationship.
Well, again, he was probably, and again, no one really knows, but he was probably tearing up for the public humiliation. You know, again, you can have an understanding of what your relationship is between the two of you, and that is fine. But when it comes out for the world to see, now you don't have to, but when you're a public figure, it's about damage control. So he was probably sitting there crying like, I don't believe this shit here. Because if you look at his whole face while she's talking to him, it's like, I don't believe this shit right here. And so again, because they've been married over 20 something years, and the rumors have always swirled. They've always been circulating, but there was nothing anybody could put their finger on definitively. We all had speculation, we all heard rumors, but there was nothing definitively that we could speak to. And then again, I saw the pictures of this young man, but I didn't know that was their son's friend.
Yeah. And then when those pictures came out, she was always saying, no, we're close and he's like family. And so she tried to spin when those pictures would come out when they were together and hugged up, that he was family. This is, we're helping him. He needs our help. Our family has taken him in, as if she's adopting him. And then come to find out they all twirling around in the bed.
You misleaded the story. Yeah. So I think that in itself would be the problem. But then it's like, now in that type of relationship or whatever it is, I want to know, do you guys think when she expressed that they were like on verge of divorce? So do you think that changes anything? Because there's a lot of married couples that are out there that go through separation and they're starting new relationships, or they having flings. You know what I'm saying? So, or do we think celebrities aren't capable of those same behaviors if they're going through a divorce?
The only thing for me, the only reason why it doesn't change for me is because if all the young men you had to give, why our son's friend? Why our son? So that's the only thing that changes it for me, because essentially that young man could have been their son. So that's the reason why it doesn't change for me. If she chose to have some type of extramarital affair while they were on the precipice of getting a divorce, that is true. They do it all the time. But there are certain things that should be off limits. And that's why it doesn't change it for me, because again, that young man could have been your son and essentially was in a son's role because you all were helping him in your house.
She was helping him all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get it. If we want to say morally or what I would do, or I get it, but in reality, there are men who be sleeping with their daughter's friends. Women do the same thing. Well, nobody said nothing when Tiger was dating Kylie and she was underage.
I did. Tramp.
Some people I think maybe did. I don't know. Hold on, let me get to this super chat. Jasmine, man, I haven't seen you in a long time. I appreciate the super chat. I have no respect for men like August Alsina. What happens in a bedroom should stay between you and the lady. If I was Will, I would have slapped August instead. Which Chris actually says that in his stand-up, which we'll get to. August made Will look like less of a man. I agree. All right, let's get back to the stand-up of Chris.
Why the fuck would you do that shit? She hurt him way more than he hurt me, okay? Okay? And by the way, he does that shit. Everybody in the world called him a bitch. I tried to call the motherfucker and give him my condolences. He ain't pick up for me. Everybody called that man a bitch fucking Charlemagne called him a bitch, and the Breakfast Club called him a bitch, and the View, and the Talk, and every rapper, and the Drink Champs called him a fucking bitch. Everybody called him a bitch. They called his wife a predator. Everybody called him a bitch. Everybody.
Is it me or he was putting a little extra emphasis on the B word?
Honey, emphasis added.
Emphasis. Calm down, Chris. Calm down. You finished.
Jamie Foxx would put some stank on it.
What'd you say?
Jamie Foxx would call it put some stank on it.
He put extra steak on it. That's extra.
And who's he hit? Me.
Next.
A nigga he know he could beat. That is some bitch ass shit.
No lies told.
No lies told. No lies told. You don't think he could beat August Alsina? Why wouldn't Will go oops upside the head with August? Why Chris? Selective outrage.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because August got some years on him.
Yeah. Shout out to Rilla. He said Marlon Wayans was funny. I have to see the Marlon Wayans stand up because Marlon Wayans talked about this as well too. And I heard it he was going in. So I haven't seen it yet. So don't spoil it for me, Rilla. But shout out to you. All right, let's go.
That's what the fuck happened, okay? The fuck out of here, man. The fuck? What the fuck? I do nothing to this motherfucker, okay? Whatever. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host because her man didn't get nominated for Emancipation. The biggest piece of shit ever, okay? And then so the nigga gives me a fucking concussion. No, not Emancipation. I fucked up the joke. Concussion. She fucking said he should quit because Will didn't get nominated for concussion. What the? I'm not a victim, baby.
That's what I wanted Lucky to hear, but Lucky's frozen up, so she's going to come back. So I'll go ahead and finish it. Let's see.
That's what the fuck happened, okay? The fuck out of here, man. The fuck? What the fuck? I do nothing to this motherfucker, okay? Whatever. Years ago, his wife said I should quit the Oscars. I shouldn't host because her man didn't get nominated for Emancipation. The biggest piece of shit ever, okay? And then so the nigga gives me a fucking concussion. No, not Emancipation. I fucked up the joke. Concussion. She fucking said he should quit because Will didn't get nominated for concussion. What the fuck? What the fuck? So then I do some jokes about her. Who gives a fuck? That's how it is. She started, I finish it, okay? That's what the fuck happened. Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started this shit. Nobody was picking on her. Nobody was picking on her. She said, me, a fucking grown-ass man should quit his job because her husband didn't get nominated for concussion.
He was funny, and it was no lies told.
I don't get no problem.
And you know, people were upset because he called Jada a B. And for me, I'm like, was she acting like one?
Listen, I'm like Forrest Gump. You know, stupid is as stupid does. Bitch is as stupid. Bitch is as bitch does.
Let me get to this. Hold on. I'm gonna drop you down because I'm gonna respond to this. You got a black woman up there rationalizing this mess. Now y'all know how I do. I am a black woman. I'm blackety black. Okay, I'm turnip greens, red beans and rice, white beans, put a little hog, mulg, turkey neck, cornbread, cocoa butter, baby oil on my ankles, black. Okay. I am used to get burned on the ear with a hot comb, black. Blackity, black, black, black. Okay. And I agree with Chris Rock completely. Will was wrong. Jada acts like a bee, a devil, a Jezebel. They get all the smoke that Chris Rock gave. I wish he gave them more. I wish the whole stand-up was about they raggedy asses. Sure do. I'm blackity black black, and I support Chris Rock to the fullest. Now what?
Lucky said, baby hair, paw pins black.
Baby hair, gelled up toothbrush to gel my baby hair down, black.
You know, look, I mean, Courtney, I think that person was talking about referring to
I'm about to
Lucky.
say, oh, I'm black.
I think he may have been referring to Lucky's perspective, and if I may, I'm gonna go ahead and do this right here.
Kool-Aid. Oh my man.
Somebody put in the other time we did about Lucky's perspective, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. The reason why the three of us, the reason why Courtney invited me and Lucky to do this with her is because we have different perspectives based on our own life experiences and just our own points of view. She has a right to hers. I have a right to mine. Courtney has a right to hers, as you have a right to yours. So if that's her perspective, that's her perspective. And she has a right to have it. And lest we not forget, you came over her.
So it is. So, right. Let me tell you about this show and why I wanted to do it as well. Then we're going to get on in it. So, we are three different women in three ages in our lives. Like we got someone representing the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, all different mentalities. We grew up differently, raised different areas in the country. We are different. And we cannot say, and this is the one thing that I hate, because black people lie. Black people, y'all, y'all lie. Ooh, you lie. Black people are not a monolith. Black people are different. Don't you do those stereotypes of black people? But then when you get three women that are three different perspectives, then somebody got to be a coon and somebody got to be rationalized, and this black woman is. No. If we're not a monolith, then you have to accept that black people have different ideologies. And if you can't accept that, I might be more conservative, someone might be more liberal, someone could love Biden, someone could love Trump, someone could be pro-life, someone could be pro-choice. If you can't give that idea that black people are different, then you're playing into this idea that we're all the same and we should be treated the same. So if black women are so ghetto, then all black women are ghetto, so don't complain. If black men are lazy, then all black men, so don't complain. But we're not. And that's why I think this show is important. It's three different women, three different ages, three different life experiences, three different ideologies, but we can come together and have a discussion, and we might not agree, but we can talk about on why we don't. And we can be civil to do it. But I'm paid 75 cents for the big old pickles to open them up, drink the pickle juice out of it.
I used to put a now later in mine.
You put the now later?
Yes. No, the Jolly Rancher. I put the Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher in yours?
Yes.
Man, black go to Wendy's, get a Frosty, get my little side of fries, but fried chicken black. I love it. I love it. We got a lot of problems, but I love being me. And that is me. So let me just say that. If Lucky could come back soon, well, we're going to go ahead. So what did you think about that stand-up? Because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but just the parts that I've seen, because when he did it, everybody was like playing different, pretty much the same clips on the internet, and I was laughing, and that's why I did my little TikTok saying I don't have a problem with what he did. I don't have a problem with what he did. And again, I'm gonna say it once, I'm gonna say it a whole bunch of times. If all Jada and Will have to look forward to is this man making his coins from the stand-up, considering what he did, they should consider themselves lucky and take that L and move right along.
And see, but the thing is with Will Smith, he's been taking a lot of L's, and it's been for a couple years now. And I think even with the Oscars and Jimmy Kimmel and this opening, it's just putting the nail in Will Smith's career. And I have sympathy for Will Smith.
I do too.
I was a huge Will Smith fan. I mean, not even just talking about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and his music career. And I used to play DJ Jazzy Jeff used to come here and spin, and I used to just go see him just DJ. Like, I was love their music. Parents just don't understand. Of course, Chris Rock mentioned Summertime. I loved Will Smith. He came across as very wholesome. And Jada, I'm sorry, is defiling his image. Now, whether Will Smith is wholesome or not, we will never know, but his image has always been that way. And that Jada, she needs a beat down.
Well, Jada has pun intended. Jada has jaded his legacy. Just has. Yeah. Jada has jaded it.
And continues to do it.
And I'm gonna tell you something. There is not a summer that has gone by since it came out that I don't start my summer off with Summertime. I'm just saying, because he's 1 year younger than me.
It's a summertime anthem.
It is.
Chris Rock had her at drums.
Here it is. We need to like transform. Okay.
To break from the beat from the norm. Yeah. To break the monotony.
And see, listen, I was in Los Angeles doing the Summertime, cruising up Crenshaw. What? For the course show? Stop, honey. I love all of it.
Let me get some smoke to Rilla, because Rilla, you can get this smoke too. Okay? Those were rumors. Everybody knows that a rumor is a rumor, but unless you say it, if it comes out the horse's mouth, then it's always going to be rumors. There was rumors about him and Billy Medina off Fresh Prince. You want to talk about those rumors? About him and another man? But those were rumors. The rumors of him and Tisha Campbell's husband. Those were rumors, but if it doesn't come out somebody's mouth, you're just speculating right now. But now it's not speculation. It came out of the horse's demonic spirit of that wicked lady, Jada Pinkett. It came out of her mouth. And August Alsina made songs about it. And Will Smith crying about it. And he can't recover. Because now he's not only looking a fool amongst the public, but his wife is making him out to be a fool. So he has no respect at home, no respect out in the public. I'm concerned, and I've been concerned about Will Smith for a very long time.
Me too.
Yeah. So, well, that was the Chris Rock part, and I thought Jimmy Kimmel did a good job as far as with bringing up, what happened in the Chris Rock. I think it was all those rumors are true. Listen.
One more thing too, and I think we talked about it before on another show, that if you slap me, you don't get to tell me all I can do back is slap you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to determine for me how I respond to your attack on me.
Yeah.
So if he chose to wait a year, 2 years, whatsoever, that's how he chose to react to it, and he's entitled to do so.
Right.
Underground said, "You slap me, I slap you back," but not necessarily so.
You bring it back.
Underground, what?
Kiss me and I kiss you back. Taking it back. Yes, look, Big Bama, Reverend Rilla can get the smoke. Okay, we give it to it freely out here. Now, Rilla, You got one more time, Rilla, before I give you a call. I love Rilla. All right. So back to the Oscars, right? There was now what the people are talking about from yesterday is a Angela Bassett. Oh, the people mad right now. The people are mad. Let's bring on her. Angela Bassett doesn't clap for Jamie Lee Curtis Oscar win. The people are saying that she was being shady.
Say what?
Yes, Lionel. The people are calling her shady. Let me look at some of these clips. Let's pull it up. So Bassett 64, Curtis 64. I didn't know they was the same age. Wow, look, compare. I'm not even gonna go on looks, but yeah. So they are the same age. Were both nominated for an Oscar for the Best Supporting Actress for their roles. Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything, Everywhere at All at Once. Have you seen both movies?
No.
I haven't
seen either of them.
You haven't seen any of them?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, I saw Black Panther and I inadvertently went viral for my take on it.
Yes.
But I didn't see the other one. But people are upset because they were rooting and thought that Angela Bassett should have won. She didn't. But now it's the reaction of her not winning and Jamie Lee Curtis winning. And I don't know if maybe I should make it bigger, but if you could see how you see the little Asian lady at the bottom, she's all hype and the one at the top is clapping, but Angela Bassett just sat there. She didn't clap, didn't move. And people are calling her shady. She had that stoic face on the entire time when Jamie Lee Curtis was up there accepting her award. So it was noticeably that she was upset. And then a lot of Black folks, us, was like, she should have won. She should have won Oscar. She was snubbed. This is people standing up, giving her a standing ovation and her walking. And you can see circled is Angela Bassett. Just sitting there.
Well,
So what are your thoughts? Is it a protocol for if you get nominated and you don't win, you are supposed to stand up? Are you not supposed to be upset and show it? Is that unprofessional?
Well, I think there's this thing that they call sportsmanship. You know what I mean? But again, it's a very individual choice. But I think there is a certain thing as sportsmanship or, sportsmanship. I didn't see either one of these movies, so I can't say, what my thoughts are on it. I do know that Angela Bassett is an exceptional actress. Exceptional. So, and I can't really think of anything that Jamie Lee Curtis has done that would warrant a nomination. However, by the same token, I did happen to go and see that Brendan Fraser won Best Oscar for the Best Actor. So just because, but in his prior movies, he hadn't done anything Oscar worthy either. But it doesn't mean that he didn't deserve this one.
Yeah.
So just because in the past Jamie Lee Curtis hadn't done anything that I would think that's Oscar worthy or other, doesn't mean that she didn't deserve it in this one. So I can't say definitively. I just can't. But I think, you would like to think that you would be, you can be disappointed and still be, courteous or, supportive. But, that's all right if she didn't think so.
Yeah. See, well, my issue is with people that are saying that Angela Bassett was snubbed, right? I am willing to bet that 99.9% of them didn't even see the other movies to say that she actually was snubbed. Because I didn't see the Jamie Lee Curtis movie. So I don't know how spectacular that she was. Apparently, because she was nominated, she obviously maybe did a great job, but I didn't see the movie.
I didn't either.
I have my own critique of Black Panther. However, with Angela Bassett, she was amazing. She is an amazing actress. I can't take that from her at all. Absolutely phenomenal. I didn't see the other movies. Now you just mad because your queen didn't get it. But did you see the other movies to say that they wasn't deserving?
Because again, apparently they must have been all on the caliber to be nominated in the first place. Because quite frankly, if we're talking about a snub, I'm mad that Viola Davis didn't even get the freaking nomination.
Well, let's bring that up because that was also a snub. And the writer of Woman King, she felt like she was snubbed too, and she thought that Viola Davis should have gotten it for Woman King.
And she damn sure should have. And she wasn't even nominated. I'll say like this. Okay, let me qualify. Okay. I'm not going to say she should have won because, again, I didn't see the other movies. But I will say she deserved to be nominated because the caliber of her performance was, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So I can't say whether she deserved to win or not because I did not see the other movies. But her performance, she definitely should have gotten nominated. Definitely. Regardless of the rhetoric, we know all about that. We know it. We know it. We're talking about pure acting chops. She deserved to be nominated for the role.
But, okay. To you, though.
Yeah.
But the people that vote obviously thought something else. So are we going to be upset because of our feelings? Or here's my thing. Every single year, we say the same thing. Every single year, we're upset. There was a whole thing, Oscars so white, because no one of color was nominated or won or something. Every single year, we complain about the Oscars and not it being fair to Black people. I'm tired of hearing it. Again, that's why I don't watch it, because I don't particularly care. But I guess if I was an actress, I would want to win an Oscar. I mean, that's the top tier award to win. But if they not choosing you and they not picking you, then what? Who's on the voting league? Are we bringing our Black people on there to vote? Do we know how they select the people? No one talks about that. They just mad because no one's voting. Well, you need to get in the game. If you don't feel like it's fair, get in the game or shut up. I just get so tired. It's always the Oscars and they don't like us Black people and the Grammys and this, da-da-da-da. However, then we separate. We have our own BET Awards. We have a Source Awards. We have NAACP Awards. We have the Image Awards. But y'all Negroes don't show up to that. When's the last time you seen a Beyonce or Jay-Z show up for NAACP Awards?
Not since she was with Destiny's Child. Straight up.
Y'all don't show up, right? So then when we do have our own stuff, y'all don't even go and support that. So all these crying tears and the Oscars don't like the Black people. Well, you don't like yourselves because you don't even support your own stuff.
Well, I will just say, I mean, even if we're not going to talk about, I mean, I'll just give you an example. I mean, the Oscars, again, are just very much a popularity contest because I will just go back to almost 20 years when Passion of the Christ came out. That movie should have been nominated for Oscars. It was not nominated for anything. It may have been the score that may have been the only thing. Even though whatever you feel about Mel Gibson, whatever you think about John Caviezel, that movie warranted an Oscar, be the craftsmanship. But again, because they were not liked, because it was a controversial movie, just like The Woman King was, it was snubbed. So I'm not even going to go off the Black thing. I'm just talking about on the strength of it. We're not judging on the pure cinema, the craft. They're being judged on what's popular because that movie deserved. And by the same token, after that movie, Mel Gibson was blacklisted for years and still hasn't come back fully. But we're talking about the quality of the movie, of the production. That movie and the person who played Jesus Christ should have been nominated, and they were just basically shut out. So they just were.
Yeah, I agree. Let me get to this super chat. Thank you so much, 400 Bench Press Club. Okay, I see the gains in the picture. I see them arms. All right. Chris Rock separated the socially aware Black people from the unaware Black people. The unaware Black people don't understand his jokes. Well, I made a distinction. His comedy compared to Mike Epps. It's just different comedy. And I think Chris Rock is very, very thought-provoking. He makes you think. And again, he has the ability to create stand-up that's long-lasting. So again, his stand-ups from 20 years ago are still relevant today. So I am a fan.
I'm sorry. I'm cool with Chris Rock, but my favorite is damn. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chappelle. Dave Chappelle. That's it.
Yeah, he's my top 3 was well, it was Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Cat Williams. But Cat Williams has gone on a decline. I've seen some of his stuff recently, and I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. I'm not been. What's going on, Cat? You used to be my man. What the hell's going on with him? But yeah, George Carlin, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I mean, those are all classics. But I'm speaking to, I think comedy has a generational thing too. Like, I didn't grow up listening to Richard Pryor. I didn't grow up listening to Red Fox, even though those are the greats. You did. So I grew up.
They had albums. My mom had those albums. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and even when Raw came out, I think when Raw came out, I don't know if I was born, I might have been in diapers. So I don't remember their stand-ups as far as it having an impact on me because, I wasn't born then. But so my generation is the Chris Rocks, is the 90s comics, is the Dave Chappelle's, it's the 2000 comics. And so those were the comedians that have been impactful to me. Bill Burr, who I adore, which is an amazing comic. There's I used to work in a comedy club. So I used to meet, I've met so many comedians and I like to laugh. Low key goofy as hell. So yeah. There was something I saw that I thought was kind of interesting. On my natural soundboard. Facts. Chris Rock was at a party in Miami watching the Oscars. So I thought that was interesting because I was sitting there thinking, I said, I wonder what Chris Rock is doing. And he was up in Miami kicking it at an Oscar party. So I said, I guess that special made him get over that real quick. Let me pull this up and show you this. So he kicking it. I guess he's probably still on the high of a successful Netflix. That guy made $40 million, I believe, for that special.
I ain't even mad at all.
At all.
At all.
Me either.
Get your coinage.
Polo.
Oh, Paul Mooney. Yeah, Paul Mooney was a good one.
Yeah, he was. Let me ask you this before I move on. Do you think that Will Smith can recover?
I'm gonna tell you yes. I don't, and the reason why I say that is I have to think about even with Brendan Fraser. Because he had fallen off after the Mummies and all those different ones, but he talked about how basically how his career had stalled, and the comeback kid. So if anybody can come back, I think it will be Will Smith. But it ain't gonna be right away.
Yeah,
he gonna pay some dues for this. He's gonna pay some dues for this, and my prayer for him, because I do feel bad for him. And at this juncture, I'm wondering, are they staying together because they really believe in what they have, or they stand together to prove everybody wrong. No matter what, we sticking this out to my own demise. Because to me, at some point, you got to cut your losses. But again, here's the thing: he may not be able to, because again, it may be cheaper to keep her.
Huh? You think they signed a prenup?
I think they didn't.
Maybe that's why he said cheaper to keep.
I think they didn't. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it may be cheaper to keep her. I'm thinking they didn't, because let's be honest. Will was on top of the world before he met her.
Yeah.
Way.
And
when you consider, prenups have been in existence, but nothing like we talk about now.
No, not at all. Okay.
Case in point, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant. He had no prenup, and they had a couple of times that they were about to divorce and then got back together because, again, there was no prenup.
Oh, Willard Smith. Like I said, I really I don't know. I just think it shows about being careful who you mate with. For sure. I know he wanted her. But was it worth it? No. It wasn't Will Smith. So there was I like to look at the fashions afterwards, because when these awards come out, the people come dressed. They come dressed to impress, or they dress looking a hot mess. So I had this created some pictures of what the people was wearing, and there's some of the celebrities that I know. A lot of these celebrities, like I said, I don't know these people. Okay, I was on Vogue.com looking at the fashions, and I was like, "Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who the hell is this?" So these are the people that I know, and I think that you might know. So I want to look at some of these fashions and give me what you think. All right, let me get my say what, because some of these was like, I was like, say what? If you don't go home and try again, okay, my Fashion Nova outfits look a hell of a lot better than some of these Oscar de la Rentas.
Did you see what Sierra wore?
We gonna get to that.
Okay.
She keep proving these men right. I be like, Sierra, we gonna get to her outfit, because I saw it. I don't know what the hell. So let's break up some of people. First up, we got Halle Berry, baby. Now she's showing some thigh. Do you think that's appropriate for her age, or what do you think? Do you like the look?
I hate to sound like a prude, because I'm not a prude. I just don't think it's appropriate for women that are in our 50s, even if you can, should you? I'm never, even when I was at the height of my, bodydom in my young years, my mom used to tell me, just because you can wear something don't mean you should all the time. Yeah. So I like the outfit. I just don't think it's appropriate for a woman of our age. And I just don't. Me personally, I don't.
Let me do the close up. Now that cut, it's
a coochie cut.
She had to shave or get a waxing for that dress, but she looks amazing.
She does. And here's the thing: the guy says she looks good. She looks absolutely good in it. To me, that's not the point. But my opinion is she looks great in it. I just don't think it's appropriate for a woman of a certain age. I just don't. And like I said, even in my 30s, when because my mom just told me there's certain things you just, you shouldn't wear. And I just didn't.
Yeah.
So she looks fabulous in it. I just don't think it's appropriate, but hey, it's a coochie cut for real.
Yeah. She looks good. So I give up. I hate, because it is the Oscars. Let's go.
It does. Okay. Oh Lord.
Now I put this. Now Melissa McCarthy, I think she is hilarious. She is funny to me, and as she's a heavier set woman. And when she stepped out and I saw this and I was like, I mean, she looks like a big old extra used pad. What is up with all this red? Is a whole lot of fabric. I'm gonna have to say, no, Melissa, that's too. I know you bigger and I'm with the cover up, but you could have made it a little bit more sexier.
And she's wore things that are more sexy than that. In other
I didn't
things.
like this at all.
No, it looks horrible.
Yeah, okay, we agree with that.
Say what?
Go home and try again, Melissa. That's a lot of look like
you said, that's a lot of fabric.
Great. She looked like she just took off a curtain and just put it on herself and then wrapped herself up in a blanket. Girl, no.
That's a lot of fabric.
It's a lot of fabric. It's a lot. Okay, now they were sharp to me. Now this is Seth Rogen. Lauren Miller. He's married. He just recently came out. He doesn't have kids, don't want kids, think kids is just not for him. So he's speaking up on not having children. So he's been in
Came out as what?
He doesn't want any kids. He's 40. He's married. And he said, you know, this kid life is for me. I'm not with it. So he just came out saying that. But when I tell you, when I saw this is the sharpest that I've ever seen Seth look. I thought he looked good. What you think?
I think he looks good. I think the dress is a beautiful dress. It's simple elegance. However, I'm not sure that color is flattering on her for her skin tone. But yeah, Seth is looking great. Again, I like the dress. I'm all about simple elegance. But again, I just don't think that color was very flattering for her skin tone.
I gotcha. Let's see. Who else was showing out? Lenny Kravitz. Are you gonna go my way? I'm not. What you wearing that? I will not. I'm gonna go the other way. No, sir. I'm not doing it, Lenny. And I know he's eclectic. You know, I get the bohemian look, but that's just not my forte. What you think, TJ?
But that's always been him. You know, to be honest, I would have been surprised had he done something other than that. because this is his stilo always. Different. I mean, go back. I don't think I've ever seen him in a tuxedo ever.
No.
So I think it's not my, you know, but again, I'm not surprised by it, but that's he doing Lenny. That's what he always does.
Yeah, he doing Lenny.
No.
What?
No.
Say what?
The Rock? What you mean no? Because of the color? Because it's satin?
Because it's satin and pink. No.
Maybe I think The Rock will wear whatever he want to wear.
No. And let me tell you, it's not just because it's pink. Because, you know, I mean, I'm not really, but for some reason, you know, again, to me, the skin tone, it's just not working.
Someone said that's a lot of peach. You know, it's interesting because I mean that it's a very, you know, pastel color, and for him to be so big with the little pastel is interesting. But The Rock can do no wrong to me right now. I'm sorry.
And I love The Rock. Again, I'm not the fashion police, you know, but it is not pink. Okay, it's salmon. It's still, to me, it's something with the skin tone, because there's certain colors I can't wear.
Yeah.
You know, and I would not, that color wouldn't look flattering on me. So again, hey, okay. I just don't think so.
All right. Samuel Jackson, baby.
Come on, baby. He's starting to look a little bit old. I know he is old, but
is this a thing now, having different colors for your blazer and a different texture for the blazer? Is this a thing that the men are doing? I don't think. I mean, it's
wrong with that, and I am not a hater. It's my fucking opinion.
Okay, it's okay,
bitch. I'm sorry. It's not even about the outfit, because again, I don't see a problem with that. I would have preferred a black tie to complement the black pants. Okay. To me, the pants leg is a little bit too long, just a little bit too long. But no, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think it seems like it's going to a wedding. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just like, he's looking old. I guess he is old, but
Yeah.
I don't want to look old.
Hey, Lucky, we doing
It's
fast
hilarious.
reviews. This is what I need you for, Lucky. What you think about Samuel?
I love Samuel Jackson.
I do too. What about his outfit though? This when
What's
we're
wrong
looking at
with
what
it?
people wore at the Oscars.
Oh, okay. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, one might say his pants could be a little bit more tailored.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a little bit more tailored.
And see, like I said, I don't have a problem with it. Again, I think the pants are a little bit too long. I think for the contrast, a black tie. And you know what? Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna watch the chat because see, I'm ready to.
No, okay, let's because you did that, TJ. Okay. Well, El Marie, you are entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, you are, and I'm entitled to respond. Hello.
Interesting name.
That might be LMA. Y'all better stop playing. All right, let's see.
Y'all came over here.
Next. Who we got next? All right, the queen.
I loved that. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Now, let me take that back. Okay. What I did not love was the snake around the neck. I can't get with snakes. I just can't.
Okay.
I can't get with snakes, but the royalty, the regalness of the purple, it spoke all to me. I love it. Hair, everything, loved it.
Lucky.
Angela can do no wrong to me. She is absolutely gorgeous. I wish when I get her age, I look as good as her. She looks great. She always knows what to wear, what accentuates her body. I don't know. Now that you pointed it out, I do see that it's a snake. But I mean, I wouldn't even be able to tell. I think she looks nice.
See, I disagree. I do not like this dress. The fabric looked like an old church lady hat fabric. I don't like it. I think she's gorgeous. The train, I think looks extra, looks like a tablecloth that she's just carrying around. I don't like this dress.
I loved it. I loved it all.
For the event, you have to do, a certain look. It's just like the Met Gala. Like it's certain events that you can wear extra out stuff.
I understand that. I just don't like it looks like a church lady dress.
Well, I can see
like
it look.
Well, the little hat and then you have a little veil thing over in that material. The church lady hat material.
It does. You're right, but I still love it. I still love it. The way it accentuates her body. Everybody couldn't pull this off. I love it on her. I absolutely do.
Courtney said nobody should pull it off.
Yeah, I'm talking about, hey, Auntie. I'm talking about Auntie. I love Auntie. Especially like a little church lady. This is
black.
This is a Sunday Easter dress. Okay.
If it was black, would you feel different?
Huh?
Maybe if it was a little bit more tailored, like all the big extra on the shoulder and all that. I think if it was maybe cut, it's too much fabric to me. I just wasn't a fan. I'm sorry.
Master teacher said
everybody. I'm the only one. I'm the only one that think it look like she belongs on sitting in the front on Easter Sunday.
Yes, because I could see it had material, but it's not a hat. I love it. It was an elegant dress. I loved it. Like I said, the only thing I just would have did a different. See, it makes me want to go look at my jewels now. I think as a matter of fact, next time we do it, say what? Maybe we should get dressed up like we're going to the gala. I would love to get dressed up, put my jewels on and everything.
Oh, she's missing.
And I love the church hat.
Well, she's just missing a church hat and she'll be ready for Easter. Shout out to Angela Bassett. All right. Donald Glover. Hello, y'all
Say what?
still there?
Say what?
It reminds me of the 70s, like when Ike and Tina used to do their duets and stuff. It seemed like something Ike Turner would wear with a feather earring in one ear.
Can we see a neck? I don't even see a neck. What's going on here?
What? I don't think he has an elongated neck anyway, and with the beard, you probably don't see it. But it's given like 1960s. Back, you remember that old school picture? You saw the Isley Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
With the taco meat.
and it given like
Bumpy Johnson times.
Yeah.
But I actually have an outfit like that. It's green. I actually own something that looks just like this.
Somebody said the pants are too high. Absolutely. And is there taco meat? Yeah.
Yes, embrace
So
it.
Lenny Kravitz had taco meat too. So,
But you gave a pass to Lenny.
but again, but I've been seeing Lenny for over 20 years.
Well,
who this dude?
he's kind of
This
Don
is
Lemon, he's
America.
an actor. He's an actor. What was that hit song he came out with?
This is America.
Yeah, This Is America. That's him.
Oh,
And the show ATL Atlanta. It's a great show. Speaking of that, the other actor in Atlanta, Brian Tyree Henry, he came out stepping out too.
is that a ruffle shirt?
It is a blouse.
I'm sorry, but I like that.
Lucky.
I think he looks nice. Like for his size, it looks appropriate. I think he looks nice.
Yeah.
With the chain, no? What is this, heavy metal back in
a bit of personality. It's just like if I had a ball gown on and I, like I said earlier, put my baby hairs and some hoops. You know what I'm saying? So some stuff might be a signature.
It's giving me like British something. It's giving me that. I like
horseback riding.
Yeah, it's giving me something like that. I like it.
Okay, all right. Now, Jonathan Majors has been in the news, and his lips, honey, that perched lips that he got is just giving me this.
Say what?
Yes. Now he came out looking like he's about to be like a stage coach, or he's about to
top hat, baby. Top hat.
What you think, Lucky?
I think the white shirt, is it supposed to not cover I'm ignorant to it. Is it not supposed to cover the around where the tie is? Is it supposed to be exposed?
I guess so. I mean, those socks are exposed.
Yeah, I was told that you don't wear white socks with black shoes or black socks with white shoes.
He's on his Michael Jackson.
Yeah, so I would say I would have preferred the socks to be black or give some personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is giving Charlie Chapman.
He needs a hat though. Needs a top hat to
Somebody said, does he have on cotton socks?
He got some Hanes. Yeah, probably so. Ava DuVernay.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous.
Fabulous.
She's lost a lot of weight. Can you guys tell?
Yes.
She's lost a lot of weight.
Neckline.
Yeah, and she got them titties out. So I don't ever see them boobs out with Ava. She looks good.
I love simple elegance. Elegance.
She's like a doll, or like she should be on top of a cake. I like the dress.
I'm so excited because I'll be wearing my my elegante outfit next month when I go to the all school reunion. Stay tuned.
Okay, then. I feel you. Questlove.
No.
What's up with them shoes?
That's the first thing I saw.
Crocs. Are those Crocs?
That's what.
Those are. What the?
Maybe he has a bunion problem, but I don't like the shoes.
Oh, he looks like he's sweating and could be a little musty.
Is he trying to channel what's the name? The fashion icon that just passed?
Oh.
Andre.
What was his last name?
Tally.
Tally. It was Tally. I don't know, but he's not
pulling it off.
No.
He's not pulling it off.
It looks like a robe. I don't really care for her.
Lonnie Love.
Yeah.
No.
She looks like curtains. Personally, I don't like the
Horrible.
fabric.
Is she even wearing any lipstick? Like,
But where is her man?
I know she didn't want to paint her nails. She didn't want to do nothing. This is one of those, when you in a rush to go to prom, and so you have to go to Rainbow, and then they got the little prom rack dress. This what this is.
Yeah, she. I also said that because she came to the Oscars alone. I had seen a post where they were saying that, and they said she has a lot of opinions, about men and stuff like this. So black men was like, well, how come she keep coming to award shows alone?
Yeah, because she married. She married the little white man that she was with. Were they?
I
Are
thought
they
she
married?
did. I thought she did. Maybe he was there. I don't know.
But
again, you're on the red carpet. And the best you can do is this.
That's it.
I don't think so.
I mean,
it's real flat.
This is the Oscars. You have to give a pose.
She didn't give us a stomach build.
That's what I'm saying. This is what you just do at your house, or you out at the club with your hand on your hip and what?
Saran wrap. It's giving 1998. I'm going to prom. Hey guys.
It's giving tablecloth for Thanksgiving. I don't really.
No.
Say what?
No, Lonnie. That looks a mess, Lonnie.
That ain't it.
All right, now let's get
okay.
Now look at this.
Yes,
honey, she did that.
Yeah, and he's standing next to her, like, you see her? Yeah,
they did that. Both of them did that. They look great. This is probably, I would say, the best.
I would have appreciated red, because I feel like next to his blue and black and white, red would have popped. But I love the boldness of the green.
That green
takes over. Yeah,
they look good.
Yes,
that dress right there. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. Yes, hot.
The hair is perfect. The earrings perfect.
Yes,
she not.
Yes,
I like it.
All right, so I got two more pictures. One, these are the couples now, right? That showed up with a mate, and this is what I said. I believe is who did it right.
Okay.
Now I'm going to show the two couples that just did it wrong.
Okay.
And if y'all agree, if y'all don't, let me know. But the next one is the Westbrooks.
It's odd. When you're going in the mall or you walking through the farm shops and you seeing H&M or something, those mannequins, that's just what they look like.
I mean, is it
an H&M mannequin? And they look goofy as hell. It looked like he cut the pants himself.
It is so bad.
And she's supposed to be his inspiration.
She should have inspired him to try again. What is?
No,
even
if it was longer, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe hers was a different color. But y'all purposely did this because look at her pants are hemmed.
I got nothing.
Right. So I'm going to show the last one, and I am pretty sure the Manosphere is going to be doing reaction videos off this picture. I'm pretty sure in the next week we're going to see some videos about Sierra.
Yeah.
And she brings it on herself.
Yeah, she does.
At this point, she brings it on herself.
Russell, I really believe in you, but
I don't.
This is on you.
I don't.
Why?
Why? I mean, see,
why do y'all wait to have kids to do this, particularly to like make a statement piece about it?
I don't.
He's just like, so what? Like, come on now, bro, speak up.
At this point, she's giving me Jada vibes. At this point, you're you're helping in humiliating your husband. You know the people is talking about you, Sierra. You know the people's calling your husband a simp. You know they calling you everything but a child of God. Sierra, you know. This
It wasn't
right here,
even
and
like
you're
for pants. It's not even a onesie under there. You don't understand whatever those. A little bodysuit. It's not even a bodysuit. It's just
TJ.
You know, somebody said, and TJ talked about Halle Berry's just, you know, here's the thing. I don't even have words to describe how disappointing this is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm just going to say, from what Russell looks uncomfortable as all get out
Mm-hmm.
to me. Now, I could be wrong, and people always
that's
say,
the
well,
first thing I thought.
you know, if her husband like it, I love it. But at some point, the husband should have a veto. Well, bottom line, the husband should have veto power. Mr. Randolph has veto power. Even if I could wear something like that, I would never. And I guess here's the thing, you know, even if I was a single woman, as a single mother that I would never put my body out there for, like, I just would never do it.
And even when Rihanna did it, this was before Baby. This was before, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she was standing there by herself. You're standing next to your husband who you prayed to God for, and this is the outfit did God tell you to wear this?
God,
And then you put the thong on. Like it to me, it's different ways she could have wore Cher. You know, it's not even this is I'm lost for words, honestly. This is
she's
crazy.
wanting attention so bad.
And she looks uncomfortable in the other picture, like the one where she's looking back like she's trying to own it, but it looks like, okay, I'm doing it. They're looking at me, you know, like what publicity stunt is this? Are y'all trying to
Maybe because of her new song, and maybe she's
Her
trying to
album is
garnish
about
this
to come out.
attention. Yeah.
But wait a minute, didn't we just see the other day that her and Russell was at a Florida correctional facility leading praise and worship?
She sure was. This was not even a week ago.
Good Lord.
Out of all the racy outfits I have seen worn to an award show, this is beyond racy.
This is so tasteless. And what bothers me is that she doesn't have to do this. She don't have to do any of this.
No.
She wants to do this. She didn't have to.
Let me ask you guys a question. If Russell Wilson was to tell Sierra, look here, lady, I'm tired of your silly antics. I'm tired of this music stuff. I want you at home, baking, raising the children, dressed like a mother. What do you think Sierra's response would be?
No, sir.
I'm honestly not sure, because depending on how he deliver it, if he says this isn't attractive, but you've already accepted it, you know what I'm saying? So I think too, what we can put into conversation, we don't know if he's like this. There are men that like for their woman to be, look at Ice-T with Coco, you know what I'm saying? So some men like for their wives to be that thing on their arm that may look like this. She could have put this on, I'm sure, in front of him and asked him his opinion, and he green lighted it. So I don't know. It just depends on the type of person he is. But I think if he was to switch it up and ask her, could she stop? I think she probably would, depending on how serious he delivered it.
You think she would stop? I don't think so.
I would, because she don't want to be divorced with 2 kids.
She got 3.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, she has 3. Unless she thinks that she can get another one.
Well, her songs is preparing for that.
That's always, yeah. When I saw this, I was like, come on, Sierra. Like, I feel like Tyra Banks was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yes.
Let me get you, G Steel. Thank you so much for the 5 on it. a a pair of long glove, a pair of heels, a pair of panties, and a chainmail. That's it.
And oh my God, I'm just so disappointed. Oh my God, I'm just so disappointed.
Does the
I
panel
just-
agree that Russell is a simp?
I agree now. I definitely agree.
She's
Yeah.
making us into
I
believers.
retract all
Yeah,
previous
because, see,
statements.
this is a no bueno.
He
This
is
is
a
no
high value
bueno.
simp. Mhm.
Damn, Russell. Do these men not know what they can get, and they don't, unless they want it? I don't know.
They
That
just
might be
keep
another
promoting. They
discussion.
just
It's
keep
like,
promoting the opposite.
I just like I don't know, because like you said, Courtney, we 3 different women, 3 different age groups, and I guess I'm stuck in the fact that there are just certain things I would not put out there because I don't want my child to see it.
I-
I don't want her to grow up and see that, because it's going to come a point, because they have a daughter too. At
right.
some point, their daughter's going to want to come and say, "Well, Mom, I wear this," and her mom is going to try to say, "You shouldn't wear it." Well, you did, because kids always do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to add, what makes it look worse is the color, because if it was like high silver and it had larger stones, you know what I'm saying, where it looked more like a net, she could have possibly gotten away with it being classy. But when you do something like this, you have to be very strategic of how much it shows, because you could have wore something nude under it, you know. So she purposely, why wear anything?
Yeah. You know, when I was going to buy my hair from my braids, in first I love going to hair stores. Okay, they have it all: makeup, jewelry, sunglasses, braided hair, wig, everything, shoes, clothes, purses. Like, my hair store has it all. And they have a section where they have for some scantily sexy stuff, where it has like one pieces, see through, and all this. And I was looking at it when I was buying my hair, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of sexy. Wait a minute." And it was only $5.99, so I guess I could have purchased it. But it looked just like this. It's giving cheap. It's giving prostitute, and it's just not, it's classless. And again, I saw the same outfit at the hair store for $5.99. Come on, Sierra.
And
We
here's
were
the
really
thing: this is something that you would wear on your honeymoon night or
in the
Valentine's
room.
night in the room with your man. This is not something for public consumption.
Oh, or when you showing up at his house and he opened the
Yeah,
door.
we got a trench coat on.
What's up, baby?
Got a trench coat on. Say,
I'm here.
"Hey."
So
I mean,
anyway.
I've heard people do that.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I ain't never showed up at nobody's house in nothing but a trench coat. I ain't never did that. So, carrying on. So these were the looks of Oscars. It was some good, it was some nah, but this one right here took the cake for me, where I'm just like, Sierra, I can't. Russell, I tried for you, brother. I tried. I stopped. I stopped. All right, so let me get her naked behind off the screen. Now, this story is coming out of Memphis. Tennessee has got a lot of stuff going on. I feel like I've been talking about my state for a while. Last week, I think we talked about the police officer who was having sex with the whole department. And the Memphis Grizzlies got a player on there that has just been wilding out. Let's pull him up. Oh, my boy, Memphis Grizzly baller, Jay Morant, headed to rehab. Have you guys heard about what's been going on?
No.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Okay, so there's been reports that Jay might be headed to rehab to get himself straight. The NBA star reportedly checked himself into a rehab facility to help him overcome what is being described as an addiction to alcohol, in particular, so black, Hennessy, and expensive tequila. I'm gonna play a video, and again, this I hate what I see. Men, he's 23 years old, second round draft pick, plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, absolute an amazing all-star player. But he is now suspended. People are saying indefinite, but we don't know as of yet. He's not been playing right now because he did an IG live brandishing a gun.
What was the point of that?
It's a good question. Let's show it. So he was playing, they were playing, the Memphis Grizzlies was playing in Colorado. They was playing the Denver Nuggets. And after they played, he went to a strip club, decided to go on IG Live and record himself brandishing a little gun. Of course, when the NBA saw this, was pissed and mad. What are you doing? Putting a gun out on IG Live, and they suspended him. Ja Morant has been suspended by the NBA. The Memphis Grizzlies statement said that the basketball player will not be playing any of the games up until March the 15th while the team works on the appropriate sanctions for his actions on social media. In the midst of his suspension, Coca-Cola has pulled his Powerade ads and that spotlighted him. They pulled his ads. This was said to be the company's largest in the brand history. The Drum reports that the brand, which released a 60-second ad starring the Morant earlier this month, has been made the video ad private on all its social media platforms. The ad has now also disappeared from YouTube. Now, the controversy comes at an inopportune time for Coca-Cola as it recently acquired Body Armor and Powerade to take on the electric light beverage giant Gatorade. Now, this ad was supposed to be relaunched and Powerade and he was going to be the first athlete to partner with the brand in over 5 years. The campaign was titled From Underestimated to Undeniable. What are you guys' thoughts?
Where's his daddy? That's my first question.
It seems like coaches or whoever does the scouts or whatever, it seems like they pick specific young Black men from certain demographics that sometimes cannot shift or win their behavior because you have to work on their behavior, what's appropriate. And so you give, excuse my language, a young nigga with some money, give him some money who ain't usually used to it. He gonna start flexing. He's immature. So that's a whole different lifestyle. They gonna be doing a lot of stuff that they think is cool. But I think they should continue to have consequences so people could think twice before they do stuff like this.
This man grew up in a 2-parent household. His parents are very affluent. His dad played he almost played in the league, but he played overseas as far as in basketball. So his dad
he's portraying that.
So again, the Negroes about these 2
parents. You want to be a rapper.
Is his daddy? Where's daddy? He has a father.
Well, what if
his family pictures?
What about that conversation we had about women influencing men like this to want to be that bad guy image? You know what I'm saying? Because you think it's cool. Like, what if he's trying to get women, gotta look like Lil Baby? I'm not blaming us. I'm just saying, because I don't know.
Here's one thing I'll say. Is even though his father's there, it is apparent to me he didn't fear his father. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I remember Shaq did something about his stepfather, and his stepfather came to where he was, and he was in the NBA, and his father had him hemmed up.
Mm-hmm.
He feared and revered his father. This kid didn't fear his father. I would talk to Mr. Randolph, and I was telling him about some stuff that would happen even before this. And Mr. Randolph said, he said, the problem is these kids don't fear their father, because the worst thing my mom could have said to me was that wait till your father gets home.
Mm-hmm.
And when Lawrence was playing football, high school and college, he knew he didn't want to face Mr. Randolph Sr. His father was there, but he don't have the fear and trembling that is, because if he did, he wouldn't do that, because he would know he'd have to face that man.
Mm-hmm. Well, there has been some things that came out, I believe, today that shows. So when he brandished that, he was in the strip club. Stunned. However, he was in that strip club 2 times. And now pictures of the other time before he brandished, pictures has came out of him at this strip club. All-star point guard Jay Morant, 23, who re-signed. Now listen to this. He re-signed to the Memphis Grizzlies last year in a 5-year extension deal that could be worth up to $231 million. On his 2-day crazy lunatic partying extravaganza, this man spent nearly 50 grand in tips to the stripper. You guys see that on the entire floor is what he tipped. That's all money.
That's money?
That's money.
Oh, wow.
50 grand.
Let me tell you
He
something.
partying like a rock star, okay? Say what?
I got you.
Say what?
And is a woman eating them? Is
She's,
Lord.
I guess, twerking from the back.
She doing what
This
it
is
takes
a
for that
bigger
cash.
picture, and as you can see, all the money that he tipped.
They looking at him
on the
do it.
stripper. 50 grand.
Oh, okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something.
And he did. I hope he slept with her for all that money.
I'd be kicking his ass. Every time I thought about it, I'd still be kicking his ass. Grown or not, I'd be kicking his ass.
Yeah, these pictures.
You tricking off your money? You playing yourself? Oh my gosh, man.
It's so sad. And he is suspended. They haven't rolled out what's going to happen to him. So right now he's just not playing. But again, he was signing a deal almost over $200 million. And at 23 years old. You see, back in the day with these players that was coming in, they had people that coached them in situations like this. Even, there was A&R. I know Chicago really knows about this in music, where they would teach younger artists, younger NBA players, NFL players, how to move. Because at 23, and they're multi-millionaires, over $230 million. And he's 23. He don't know how to move. And this is how he's moving and can lose it all.
Rappers do that all the time. That's why I said it seemed like he's trying to be a rapper.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying about back in the day, because you wouldn't see this back. Well, maybe you did, but you didn't see it online, and maybe because it's the era of social media. But they had particular people that was A&R, and their job was to look after their artists and to groom them into being more responsible, especially the younger ones. And it was telling them, you don't do this, you don't buy a car, you invest in here. You had people that worked with these people. That's a thing of the past. They don't do that anymore. This man needs some guidance, but again, that could be his dad, but apparently not.
But here's the thing. Also, back in the day, we're talking about athletes. back in the day, the athletes respected their coaches and looked at them like surrogate fathers.
Mhm.
Nowadays, you have these young men who will buck up against their own coach, fight their own coach. You never heard no bullshit like that. They have no respect for nothing.
Right.
They have no respect for anything. And again, I love my husband talks about it all the time. They were surrogate fathers. Even you can think all the stuff that you wanted to think, but you respected the position. You respected the authority and kept your mouth shut. They don't do it now because they think if it comes up, it got to come out. Dumbasses.
All right, so there's more accusations that's going on with my Memphis Grizzly player. In a separate incident reported to police last summer, the Grizzly star allegedly quarreled with a security guard in the mall parking lot and displayed a gun to a teen he had punched in the head during a dispute at his home. The head of security at Memphis Mall told police Morant threatened him during a parking lot altercation during the summer, according to the records obtained by the Washington Post. He also told officers a member of Morant's group shoved him in the head. No arrest was made in the altercation. Now, mind you, this is all in a month's time. In a separate incident 4 days later, this is another incident that happened. He was accused of punching a 17-year-old boy in the head repeatedly during a pickup game at the 23-year-old's house. Him and a friend hit the teen hard enough to send him to the ground and left him with a large knot on the side of his head, according to deputies who observed the injuries. The boy told the detectives that went to this house and reemerged with his hand on a gun visible in the waistband of his pockets. Morant told police the teen was the aggressor in the incident, throwing a ball at his head and stepping toward him, and that he had acted in self-defense. I swung first, the NBA star told detectives, adding, the ball was to me the first hit. So this is another altercation that he got with a 17-year-old fighting at his home. So within this month, it's 3 things: him fighting a police officer or a security guard in the mall, fighting a 17-year-old, and now brandishing a gun on IG.
You gotta go.
He got
It seems like he's on a spiral to ruin his career. He's not able to handle all this attention in his position. It's quite obvious.
Yeah. Let's see. Morant later filed a police report about the boy's comment, saying his family had been threatened. Shelby County prosecutors declined to file charges due to lack of evidence. A spokesperson told the Washington Post, however, the teen is now suing. So he's getting sued for that altercation.
He's got to go. See, look, let me go ahead and grow y'all real quick. Now, when you are an employee, you don't represent yourself. You represent the organization.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying you. You're representing the organization. So if you're bringing negativity to the organization, you got to go. I've tried to tell folks that. I was a member of the federal government as a civilian. I've been a member of the Army. I've been a member of the Navy. I understood. When I go out in the community, if I choose to act a fool, I'm not just representing myself. I am a representative of the organization that employs me.
Come on, TJ.
Dumbasses, man.
So all of this is coming out. He's not playing right now. He's getting sued. Coca-Cola has pulled his ad, and they don't have it on social media, but I done found it. I don't know if I can play it for real, but this was the ad.
Asking for your first hoop at 4, because it's never too early to perfect your floater. It's jumping on tires every single day until eventually you can take off. Is turning your back backyard into a court and shooting while the world sleeps. On you and your game. It's training through the rain, knowing one day go get up, go real, go get up. You're gonna make it for it.
Powerade, now with 50% more.
They're removing his ads. Now, I don't believe that they've completely canceled. They've just removed their ads. He also had a deal with Nike, and Nike has said that they are still, right as of now, still supporting him because he's holding himself accountable. So he hasn't lost his Nike sponsorship, but right now Coca-Cola is up in the air. They've removed all the ads right now, and I think they're waiting to see what the NBA does. But if they suspend him indefinite for the season, he could lose a lot. He could get traded. And this is a huge sponsorship with Coca-Cola, and all because he decided to show a gun on IG.
I think it does just something commercial if it reflects his life. That's disappointing. I would be very disappointed as a father because that means like we spent that's something that you do with your son as a father, like play sports and stuff. So it's like we work hard. I pushed you. You made it. I was excited. And you throw it away because of this. Because you wanted to feel like a rapper, your own insecurities or whatever the case may be. But I want to know, like, when these men and these football players or basketball players end up in these situations, are people around them making telling them these are things you can't do because this will happen, or are they just learning the hard way?
I don't know. Do you think these are conversations that ball players are having with each other? Hey, man, look, learn from me. Look what happened to me, because there's been a whole lot
agents. They're agents, you know.
These men are not. Again, they used to have people that do that for them. There was a whole agencies of people to help them. They don't have that anymore. And I remember my favorite player of all time is Allen Iverson. Number 3 is my favorite number, and he's one of the reasons why it's my favorite number. But Allen Iverson got so much heat and lost so much because of this bad boy persona. Like, he is the reason why when you see them before the game, they are all suited up and they're all dressed nice. It was because of Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was a bad boy with braids and saggy pants, and he had his own deal with who was Iverson's shoes with? Was it Adidas? No, I forgot. So he had this bad boy persona, and they kept calling him a thug, and Allen Iverson is a thug. And so he lost out on a whole lot of things because of his image. And the NBA, no chains. So NBA players, they used to have the big old long chains. No more of that because of Allen Iverson. So for that standpoint, then you got the LeBrons and the Kobes that were completely different, but you see how their career grew because they dropped that bad boy image. Allen Iverson, one of the greatest of all times, but did not have all the sponsorships that he could have had because of his image. So for me, that should be a lesson to ball players. Look, you on the court now. This is a business, and you got to run it like a business. And he's learning the hard way. And then this is a picture of him with his dad. Let me pull up. I think he did say something, because right now he's closed off his Twitter account, Facebook, IG. He's just completely gone to private. So, and I don't know if he's really going to rehab, but he did make a statement. Let me see if I can find it.
You know what? That actor, Jonathan, the one with the lips.
Jonathan Majors?
Yeah. He said that he doesn't have any social media.
He does.
So he said that the things that he hears about is people tell him because he doesn't have social media. I don't know if it's going to ever go back, but I think it's a travesty that people have to show everything. Everything. People have to show every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And it's going, and just like this, is going to bite you in the ass. And then if you're a celebrity, you need to understand, even if you don't show aspects of your life, there's always somebody watching. Always.
Mm-hmm. This is his statement that he made. He said, "I take full responsibility for my actions last night. I am sorry to my family, teammates, coaches, fans, partners, the city of Memphis, and the entire Grizzlies organization for letting you down. I'm going to take some time away to get help and learn better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being." And that was the statement that he made.
He's experiencing shame. So,
but my thing is, people say that all the time when they get messed up, and then all of a sudden they go into rehab. But there was accounts in those pictures and the people that posted that said that he wasn't, one of the days that he was there, he wasn't even drinking. Hold on, I feel the lino coming through.
PR step. PR.
Say what?
So sorry, you going to rehab, but you ain't even drinking for real. But now you addicted to Hennessy.
And the truth of the matter is, he's not, because again, based on what you share, it's been incident after incident after incident. So now you apologize to your family?
Yeah.
Now?
And he's a father. TJ. He's a dad too. Yeah, Rilla is right. He pulled up, the club owner said that he was respectful and not drinking. Absolutely. So don't miss me with this. I need rehab. I'm addicted to the brown. The brown liquor did not do that to you, sir, because you wasn't even drinking. Now, if you're going to be accountable, but tell the truth. You out here being reckless.
Is that a girl or a boy?
She has a little bow in her head. I think that's a little girl. It's a dress. So it's a little girl. Mm-hmm. So I was having this conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, and we had the discussion. And what I told him, I said, I know so many guys that grew up, 2-parent household, family is well off. I know one in particular was in Jack and Jill. Families full Greek, like everything. And got in high school, wanted to be the bad boy and started selling drugs, and then had guns. Police raided the home. He got sent to prison. He got kicked out of school. All of that, the thug persona. But yet his family was rich and was in Jack and Jill, and we always was like, dude, you don't have to do this. You're getting in all this trouble with guns and stuff, and you don't have to do this. And I know a lot of guys that think that this thug thing is an idea of what masculinity is, and they don't have to do it. They didn't grow up like it. Like we have this idea, like these men that's out here, the Pookies and Rays, how they like to say that, grew up in poverty. Some of these men did not. Some of these guys did not grow up like this and did have 2-parent households, but still are putting on this thug persona, whether it's to get women, or they think this is what women want, or they think that the over extra of masculinity means that I need to show my guns. I need to be a thug. I need to do all this. And I think that's the thing, where a lot of Black men think that their masculinity is on this thug persona. And this is what it means to be a man. And I think that's younger 20-year-olds that think that. Well, shit, no, some 30-year-olds that think that too. You guys' thoughts?
I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, he's no different. He just has a jersey on. So they're gonna, when you put this much power and money into people's hands, and people aren't used to it, or they feel like they're untouchable now, or they're just celebrating too much. Whatever the reason is, things can happen. But this is one thing I do want to put in the conversation. Athletes in particular do things for publicity. Now, I'm not saying this is what this is, but there's girls that have came out saying that they've gotten paid to just lie on athletes by saying they've done something to them, where they reach that plateau or they're this. And then so they say that that this person did this to me, kind of like they did with Kobe Bryant.
Mhm.
And these athletes say, hey, this is the story we need. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird publicity, but I never know when it comes to stuff like this. I just personally think that this is a prime example of when you're young or when you're not ready and you excited and you got money, they're gonna catch you in a picture with cocaine on your nose, or it's gonna be something where we like, what are you doing, throwing away your career? But they really just excited and they start to think they untouched. Just like that story on Netflix. What's his name? The Hispanic guy. What's his name? Andrew? Andre? I don't know.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron. I didn't even know about him until the Netflix series, and I'm like, that's wow. Like it's so when you start looking at athletes, a lot of them have behavioral issues. It seems.
Yeah. TJ, you look frustrated.
And you mentioned Allen Iverson. I want he had a scandal, right, about putting his hands on his wife.
Yeah, well, he had a whole lot of scandals back in the 90s, I guess. So was it about, I mean, cheating on, yeah, for a lot of cheating rumors. Putting his hands on, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure. But, you know, Allen Iverson was like the bad boy of the NBA. He really was. And it wasn't that he necessarily just did a lot of bad things, but it was how he looked. And he got called a thug so many times. Dress code was because of him. I don't think it was warranted with him. Like I said, I love Allen Iverson. That man is a beast, but he lost out on a whole lot. He didn't get this squeaky clean image, and it's unfortunate. I don't know if it's unfortunate or not, but it's a business. You got to look the part. Family friendly business. TJ. Let me get to this super chat real quick. If true and JM is taking accountability and going to rehab, do you think we can expect the same from Sierra? What, accountability? She don't see nothing that she's doing wrong. She doubled down on everything. Ain't nothing. She ain't been accountable for shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. She'll be naked tomorrow.
I guess one of the things, and again, I wrote down, I think mentors are lacking, but even if you have mentors, the mentee has to be willing to listen. And again, going back, to my younger days when I first got my commission as a young officer, my first boss told me, he brought me into his office and he was a black officer, black male. He told me, I'm gonna sit you down and I'm gonna let you know some things. You as a black officer, there's some things you need to be mindful of. And he took me in his office and he put a stapler down on his desk. He said, I want you to understand that this is not a stapler. This is a weapon. And you must know the weapon is always pointed at you. And since you know the weapon is always pointed at you, you want to make it your responsibility to never give people ammunition to put in the weapon that you are always mindful that is pointed at you. That was over 20 years ago. I never forgot it. And that was way before the era of social media. Way before. You always know that's a weapon pointed at you. Never give people ammunition to put in a weapon if you are cognizant that it's always pointed at you.
Yeah, I agree. Let me get to this. Big Bama 44. His father has been acting like his homeboy ever since he got in the NBA. He helped him growing up to learn how to play, but now it's a different story. I could tell. So that man need guidance. If he's going to rehab, okay, go to rehab. But come back and be better, man. We root for you. We all root for you. Shit. Memphis getting on my nerves, okay? The Tyree Nichols, the thought police officer, now this Negro. You're making my state look bad, man. Anyways. All right. Well, that is my rant. You guys have anything else for me? Because that's what I have for today, you guys. I wanted to do the recap of the Oscars, talk about the fashions that they had, this Negro that's messing up the bag that needs to get checked, Sierra half naked, Angela Bassett pissed off, and they said, Lucky, what you think about Angela Bassett not standing up? You missed that part.
Well, where were they doing? Because I didn't watch it.
She didn't. Well, let me. I just want to get your opinion. She did not
Okay.
stand up. She was going for, I guess, best supporting actress for Wakanda Forever. Did not win. Jamie Lee Curtis won. And she said, you know what? I'm going to have this stank face on my face and I'm not going to stand up. And the people said that she was being shady.
I love her husband. Ride for yours.
Look at his face. Oh, we didn't even look at his face. Look at him. Come on, Courtney B. Vance.
Period, Pooh.
You looking like what?
Come on now. Angela Bassett ran so Jamie Lee Curtis could walk. That's how he looking like.
So yeah, but let me show you.
I mean, I like Jamie Lee Curtis too.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis too. She's good. She was in the
movie. You know, I'm riding for my I'ma stick beside her.
I'ma stick beside her. Look, she was sat down.
But you know, one thing I do want to point out, I'm a Nikki. I've been following Nikki for years, so I'm a fan of her real interviews. And she had an interview where they were saying, she said, I never got a Grammy. But she expressed how on the back end, the people who give you the Grammys and all of that, they do certain things, like purposely do things to get so certain people can get awards. So when I see award shows now, when I look at, and Nicki Minaj pointed out how certain award shows have to give someone else an honor before they do Black women. You know, she's very vocal. So when I look at this situation, I thought of that, like, we can say she never stood up, but we don't know on the back end where you could have been done wrong. Look how Monique came out, you know, about her being done wrong. But it's always looked at women have to shut up. So, or I don't want to like the angry Black woman. So, you know, we don't know on the back end. She's probably like, I'm not standing up because it was supposed to be mine.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Well, yeah. And I think a lot of this stuff is political. A lot of this stuff is political. And again, like I said before, Black people get so upset about the Oscars and Oscars so white, hashtag it, blah, 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 blah. You don't even support your own awards ceremony. So miss me with the bullshit. Yes, TJ Randolph.
One thing I will say, I happened to notice it because it came up on my feed and I watched Rihanna's performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, now, I don't think she's a singer, okay?
Rihanna.
Right. But I will tell you, when I watched that, I got chills. And I listened to it. And these artists nowadays, very few of them, when they sing, I get chills. But when she did that performance, it actually gave me chills and it invoked an emotion out of me. I really thought that she did really good on that.
But when the song that she sung on the Oscars, that sad song that you sang at funerals.
Yes, but I guess maybe that's why it brought out emotion.
It was a sad song, not for
and I guess with the choir and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was really good.
It was depressing to me.
But think about how the song was written. I mean, come on, the man was dying or he was killed or whatever. But I think she did good.
Shout out to her and that belly bump. She did that.
Yeah, the emotion was great.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, you guys, this has been another episode of Say What? Say what? That's right, Lionel Richie. Say what? I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It has been a real one. Lucky, TJ, y'all got anything for us before we dip out and go?
Great conversation as always. And I look forward to next week.
Yeah, so we'll be back our original day, Saturday, with more. Well, I mean, today's Monday, so we got to figure out what's going on between Monday and on Saturday. What's going on, TJ?
I'm actually working on something. You know, Keke Palmer put something out when she had her baby about, you know, having a village is a privilege. And it caused me to go back into the recesses of my mind when I had my daughter. So I'm going to be coming with a video. I don't know if I'm going to do live or just do a pre-record about, because you need a village whether you're married or not. You really do.
Yes. You can't, look at here. You can't do this all by yourself. You need help.
So that's coming in the next day.
Even married people need help.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a witness because I helped my daughter and my son-in-law. So look for that. That's going to be coming out in the next day or so. And I would really like to get your comments or your interactions on it, because again, it caused me to kind of go back over some memories and what enabled me to raise my daughter. So.
Absolutely. Okay. So you guys, please subscribe, like the channel, subscribe to these two beautiful ladies, and we will be back on Saturday for another episode.
Say what?
And until then, you guys, be a blessing. Bye, everyone.